What's up, YouTube? What is going on? Tristan here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to something scary. So we got a new creepypasta, and everyone's been talking about it. Everyone's been reacting to it, playing the game. It's been going on for some time. Yeah, Siren Head. Now look, I've seen some videos. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen some videos of it. Alright? And it's been really scary and a lot going on. I'm gonna have to learn about this thing. Alright, so today we're gonna be reacting to the story of Siren Head. Alright.
Of course it would decide to come back today, of all days. Any foggy day is fair game, but today, if it was smart enough to keep track of time,
I even hear it.
I'd say it was mocking me. It would have been easy to stay home that day, maybe do something useful, help pawn the fields, or hang the washing up to dry like Ma asked.
Yeah.
But the sun was so warm and inviting. A perfect summer day like that couldn't be wasted. But even then, there's a million other things a kid could have done in the farm bathed in sunshine. Plenty of places I could have gone. Of course, They told us to stay out of the woods, but I always sneaked out, and they never stopped me. I thought Ma was paranoid.
Wow.
Who ever heard of people disappearing in those woods?
That's
the kind
like
of stuff
people in
you'd hear
Slender
in
Man.
children's books. Pa gave that indifferent, listen to your mother nod whenever Ma brought it up. Probably too busy to care what she was lecturing me about. Despite it all,
About to die.
I figured this is real life, not some fairy tale. There's nothing but critters and mischief out there.
And probably
What
people,
really sent
strange
me into the
people
woods
out
that day
there.
was naivete, bravery, and a girl named Caroline. Even after thinking about it all these years, I can't quite put my finger on the moment things went
Dogs
wrong.
know something.
Maybe I just wasn't alert or observant enough. Milo sure was, though. Good old boy. His walk got more and more tense, and he started growling. He always did that when meeting new people, so it was easy to dismiss. By that time, we were getting pretty deep into the woods, and I expected her to pop out from behind a tree at any second. She was definitely nearby, but I couldn't find her. And then she started calling my name, asking me to find her.
Oh. That's not her. That's not
Her
her.
voice was muffled, staticky,
Now,
or maybe
let me tell you something. So, never ever go to the woods. But I'm just letting you know, if you guys go to the woods and you hear a voice, maybe one of your friends or something, but if it's like kind of echoing or something, that can't be them. That cannot be them. I don't even need to go to the woods, because look at my skin color. I don't even need to go to the woods. I would never go to the woods.
she was just further away from the spot where we said we'd meet. She wasn't as familiar with the woods as I was, so I started to worry that she'd gotten lost, even though she didn't sound scared. I arrived at the meeting spot, an old stump that kind of looked like it had a face carved into it. The woods were darker, the trees much taller and more dense, and there seemed to be fewer creatures around. It was quiet. No bird calls or squirrels scurrying up and down the tree trunks. I called to her a few times, but she just kept calling for me to come. Milo was still on edge, and I was starting to feel
If I ever
tense
heard
too.
that, I would
That
not.
could have been when things went wrong. After a few minutes, I was worried that she had hurt herself and needed my help. So I went off in the direction of her voice,
You about to
deeper
die.
into the woods. I called to her over and over, getting more concerned with every passing minute. The tree trunks were immense, and I can't say that the tales of people disappearing at the hands of a forest-dwelling monster didn't cross my mind. In my head, I was preparing a speech to recite for Caroline when I found her. Something about sending me on a wild goose chase through the woods and making me worry about her. She sounded like she was nearby, but something about her voice was freaking me out. I thought about turning back and calling it quits, but I felt like I was getting close. Then Milo started barking the loudest I'd ever heard him and darted back and forth around me. I panicked and backed up too quickly, tripping over a root and falling. A sharp pain shot up my leg. From the forest floor, I looked up at the canopy, and my jaw dropped.
That's him.
Standing at least 40 feet tall was the nastiest combination of man and machine I'd ever seen.
Oh, no.
Its arms and legs were so thin, I could see the outlines of veins and bones beneath the skin. There wasn't a bit of flesh on its torso either. It looked like a vacuum-sealed skeleton. But the creepiest part was its head, or lack of a head. Atop its neck were a pair of sirens facing in opposite directions. No eyes or ears, but it did have mouths inside those sirens.
Whoa.
And as I looked up at it, completely in shock, it turned down towards me and opened its mouth.
Oh, no.
Jackson.
Is that your girlfriend Caroline?
I scrambled to my feet and ran with all the strength I had. Milo bulked by my side.
What did you expect?
As I was.
You thought without no FaceTime, no call, no text
messages, enormous
messages,
trunk splintering and
you actually
crashing to the
thought.
ground. That's when the siren started blaring from the creature's head. My muscles burned and my lungs screamed for air as I burst into the clearing of our east field. Ma was standing by the truck on the far side, her mouth open in disbelief. I'm sure she could have felt the ground shaking from a mile away. Pa was already running towards me with a shotgun, but as he saw the horror that came behind me, he stopped dead in his tracks. Eyes wide, he pointed to the entrance to the tornado shelter built under the house. I didn't think that was going to be enough to keep us safe from this behemoth, but my body was giving out. The pain in my leg from falling in the woods was growing with every stride. I put everything I had into that last stretch of my sprint to the shelter. Milo managed to keep pace, and Pa ran ahead to unbolt the door. Ma broke out of a trance and scrambled towards the shelter, too. The sirens blared on, though ironically there was no tornado. The door flew open and Pa dove inside.
Seriously, so there's like no other neighbors or nothing
and I stumbled
here?
in a few seconds later. It took a few beats for me to realize.
Where's Ma?
Ma hadn't come stumbling through the door behind me. She was running as quickly as she could manage.
Like
Wild
she
eyes
was
staring
like
right into mine, screaming the whole way.
Like y'all was
Thing
still running and
faster
she
than
was
her.
like in
Its
front,
vials
all the way in the
toward her
front.
shook
So
around
how
so
is she?
intensely, I thought the house was going to come down on top of us. She was
Oh
knocked off
no.
her feet, and its massive hand came down on top of her. I looked away, but Pa was transfixed. I'd never seen such helplessness and pain on his face. Ma cried out my name as it lifted her up, then turned to walk back towards the woods. We couldn't do anything but watch.
Jackson, come.
Milo, come on. We got an old score to settle.
Bro, just a shotgun?
There hasn't been a day
Bro,
in
you
my
need
life
like a
I haven't
rocket
thought about
launcher.
that morning. Thought about that thing. How it ruined our family, ruined our lives. I've mourned Ma every day, and never even knew what happened to her. How she might have died. whether it tortured her or not, or if it just kept her prisoner somewhere. I lost Pa that day, too. He blamed me for the whole mess, started drinking, and eventually left.
Well, it was kind of
All
your
these
fault, bro.
years.
Because they kept telling you not to go in the woods, but what did you do? You went to the woods? But the father shouldn't just, like, blame her for anything. Like, I understand you're sad, like, you lost your wife, but I mean, it's not all completely all his fault all the way. But, hey, man, as a parent, you need to take care of your kids. Like, that's your son, and, I mean, that's all I'm saying. You even left.
It's been just you and me, Milo. And now we're going to finish this. Wherever you've been all these years, I'm sure you've only hurt people, taken others who were loved, torn families apart. I bet nobody's tried hunting you the way you hunt people, though. And I bet I'm one of the only ones who ever got away from you. You know what that means? I know you, and I've got nothing left to lose. I hope you're ready to meet your
I
maker,
hope you have enough ammo.
Siren Head.
Jackson, come.
You took my mother. You took Caroline.
Yeah.
How many other voices have you stolen, freak?
You need, bro, you need a rocket launcher and you need more ammo for that. Ooh, okay, Max. Dang. Knocked out already? You were this close to chopping his leg. You were like this close to chopping his leg off. The dog ain't gonna bite him or nothing.
Milo. Come, Milo.
No.
Thank you all for watching the video.
Oh, that was
We
it?
hope you enjoyed our original.
Bro, that was crazy. But hey, alright, so that was it. That was the story of Siren Head. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this, make sure to high five, like, and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment down below. And yeah, let me tell y'all something. Do not go in the woods, and do not fall for a voice that's echoing, especially if it sounds like a friend or not. Still don't do it. But if you happen to see Siren Head, run. I've also been hearing, like, what, is it more? Is it just one Siren Head or is it more? Like, that's what I've been hearing, but yeah. But anyways, that was Siren Head. Thank you guys so much. That was the story of Siren Head. I will see y'all. We're 27 subscribers away from, you know, we are 27 subscribers away from hitting to 1K. Don't forget to check out, all links will be in the description, alright? All info and links will be in the description, because I gotta go real fast. But I will see y'all, and bye.